Hello everyone and welcome to OGSpot. In this episode I'm gonna present you the Paladin class, and this is gonna be a Holy Free Zealer, including the Sazabi set. So here we got our level 87 Paladin, and as you can see already we're quite tanky. So about our stats distribution, that's quite simple actually. It all relies on the set itself pretty much. So the set consists of three pieces. That's the armor, which requires the most amount of stats, which is 165 strength. Then we got the helmet, which requires 82 strength, and we also got the cryptic sword, which requires 109 dexterity and 99 strength. So what I did in this situation, I've socked this set. You can check it out in the previous videos, and I've added some rare jewels into it to increase the strength bonus from the helmet and the sword when I equip them. And I also got some other gear pieces which are helping me out to get up to this strength amount. So basically, if I lift up this sword, as you can see, I'm unable to wear my armor pretty much, so that's the way it goes. Every single one of those pieces is extremely relying on the other ones. So in terms of stats, I'd say I got just enough to wear the sword, which requires 99 strength. But I also benefit from added strength bonus from these gloves and the Zacharum shield as well. So I'd say I got about 20, maybe 25 to strength, and probably about 30 to 35, maybe 40 dexterity. The rest of it goes into vitality, and that's why we're having this quite substantial life pool. So in terms of gear, our Paladin is quite well equipped, I'd say. So we already showed those three Sazabi pieces, which are, as you can see, named and socked as well. So in terms of bonuses, the set provides 40% faster run walk, 15% life stolen per hit, increased maximum life 27%. This is a really massive option, let me tell you that. And then on the top of that we got all resistance is 30. So the sword itself, it's quite interesting. As you can see, the minimum damage is very low, the maximum is not that high either, but it's a very fast attack speed weapon, and it's also indestructible, so you don't have to go back in town that often to repair it and spend that pesky gold repairing it as well. And what I also get from this sword is the 318% damage to demons. This is really nice amount of damage increase, especially if you consider that probably over a third of the monsters in the game are demon class. So we got this really nice bonus coming from the sword. The armor itself, it got 30% faster hit recovery, and the jewel it's socked with, it gives it 8 to maximum damage. We also got 300 attack rating against demons, 400 to defense, 25 to strength, 9 to energy from the jewel, 57 to life, poison resistant, extra gold from monsters, that's again from the jewel. The helmet, 1 to all skills, 5 to minimum damage from the jewel, 14 attack rating from the jewel again, 3 to strength from the jewel, replenish life 2 from the jewel, and there's also lightning resist and fire resist, which the helm naturally gives. Then let's have a closer look on the gloves I'm using. So these ones are not that bad, I'd say. They give 20% increased attack speed and 3% mana stolen per hit. That way we're enabling to sustain our mana pool whenever we are attacking. There's also a nice bonus of 9 strength and really decent amount of resistances on these gloves. As you can see, dual res of about 20 and 22. Now let's talk about the Herald of Zacharum. That's a unique shield. Many people dispute that probably the best in class. There's a big war between Herald of Zacharum and Exile, for example, but each one of them's got its unique usability, I'd say, depending on whatever you want to achieve with your character. So in this situation, we're not that rich yet, and as you can see, by simply wearing the Sazabi set, you can kind of guess that the rest of the equipment won't be that great either. But yet again, the Herald of Zacharum is a really solid shield and really solid option. It gives 20 to strength, 20 to vitality, 20% bonus to attack rating, 30% increased chance of blocking, 30 faster block rate, which is also a really nice option. And 2 to combat skills and 2 to paladin skills are stacking very well with our build. It's also socked with perfect, what was it, excuse me, diamond, yeah, I forgot the word, sorry. It's also socked with a perfect diamond gem to increase the overall resistances up to 69 from 50. So that's another thing. And now let's talk about our boots. So probably the best boots for this character, and mostly all of the melee characters, I'd say, is the Gore Rider War Boots. These are really good option. As you can see, they provide 30% faster on walk, which is already stacking up nicely with the 40% coming from the Sazabi set, so we're running very quick. And then there's a 15% chance of crushing blow, and 15% deadly strike, 10% chance of open wounds, 22 stamina, requirements minus 25%, that's why they're a bit lighter, only requiring 94 strength to be put on. And you can also benefit from that option later when you decide to upgrade the boots. In terms of the options they give, they're really solid. So the deadly strike, it's quite a nice option. Basically it doubles your damage whenever you make a successful hit. So we got the 15% doing that. 10% chance of open wounds. This whenever you open a wound in your enemy, this kind of bleeds them out with damage per second. Depends on their life pool for the amount bleeded out per second. And then the 15% chance of crushing blow. The crushing blow is also an amazing option, so it kind of relies on the amount of HP your enemy have. So the higher HP they get, the bigger the option damage bonus will be. So it's kind of taking a quarter of the enemy life portion at the time, as far as I remember. I'm not sure if that's entirely correct, but that's something like that. So really solid boots. And then let's have a look over the amulet. So the amulet option, I decided to be a High Lord's Wrath. This is another really solid option for melee characters. As you can see, it gives 1 to all skills, 20% increased attack speed, 1 to 30 lightning damage, and another 32% deadly strike based on a character level. So the higher we progress with the levels, this is only gonna get higher as well. Lightning resist 35, and attackers take lightning damage of 15, which sometimes can kind of mini shock and mini stun the opponents when they land a successful hit on you. So a really solid option for the amulet, I'd say. And again, the 32% deadly strike are stacking up very nice with the 15% deadly strike from the boots. So pretty much half of our hits are, I'd say, double damage. Now let's have a look over the belt. So the belt is another solid option. I decided to use Verdungu because it gives probably the best amount of life possible from all the belts which you can kind of come across. 34 to vitality is not the best, you can get it up to 40, that's the maximum of the belt, of the Verdungu belt, but combining that with the Sazabi set, we're also increasing our life pool quite substantially wearing this belt. There's also a replenish life 12 as an option, 10% faster hit recovery. And the really nice other option we got from the belt is the damage reduced by 13%. This is the only option as a damage reduced percentage we got for this whole setup, so it's kind of good to have it. It's also a 12 potion slots belt, so that's good as well. In terms of strength requirements, it requires 106, so not that big of a deal to put it on. Now, let's have a look over the rings. So, of course, one of the rings is going to be a Raven Frost. This is probably a mandatory ring, I'd say, for melee characters relying on attack speed. So, you don't want to get frozen, and to get that option, the simplest way is to equip your character with a Raven Frost ring. It's also a pretty solid ring overall, 224 to attack rating in this situation. So that can get roll up to 250, so very solid bonus to attack rating. There's also a 15 to 45 cold damage, stacking up quite nicely with the cold damage from the sword. There's a 25 to 35 cold damage on the sword, and there's also 1 to 30 lightning damage on the Amulet, so we're getting these extra little bits of elemental damage added up. There's also 22 dexterity, which is the maximum you can get on the Raven Frost ring. Minimum roll is 150 to attack rating and 15 to dexterity as far as I remember. So really solid ring overall. And now let's have a look over the other ring I'm wearing. So this is a rare ring, pretty good overall, 121 to attack rating, 62 life stolen per hit, stacking up pretty nicely with the Sazabi set, so we raised that up to 21% life stolen per hit, which is quite solid. 8 to life, again, every little helps, and solid all resistance bonus on this ring. Now, let's have a look on the switch weapons. So here we got the Spirit Shield, just to be able to buff myself up whenever I get access to a CTA. At the moment I don't have a CTA, so that's the current setup. On switch weapons, you already saw that. Now let's have a brief discussion and look over the charms. So the grand charms I'm wearing, those are maximum damage and attack rating. Maximum damage and attack rating again. Pretty weak overall, but that's the best ones I got at the moment. This one's not that bad, 5 to dexterity and some maximum damage and attack rating. 40 to life, 39 to life, 32 attack rating, 5 to maximum damage, 22 life, 36 attack rating, 5 to maximum damage, 27 to life, 9 defense, 30 to life, 3 to 4 cold damage, 1 to 4 lightning damage with fire resist 11, 18 to life, 17 to life, 20 to life, 6 poison damage, 17 attack rating to maximum damage, 1 maximum damage, 19 to attack rating. And the last charm, that's one nice overall Hellfire Torch charm for the Paladin, 3 to Paladin with 22 attributes, quite low on the all resistances, but doesn't matter that much. Because if you take a look, our resistances are very good, especially the cold resistance. We're not afraid of cold at all, with 85 cold resistant, 20% cold absorb. You don't have to worry. And now let's have a discussion over the chance to block. So at the moment it's 51% chance to block, but whenever we use our Holy Shield skill, that immediately goes to the maximum, which is 75% chance to block. So now our Paladin is extremely solid tank for what it is. As you can see, that's our damage. It's quite low, but we also got that really nice amount of Deadly Strike, Crushing Blow and Open Wounds, which are helping out. Our defense is also really high, over 10k, so as you can see, every chance Skeleton Archer will hit you, it says 20%, so whenever they penetrate the defense, there's also 75% chance to block on their attacks, so you can kind of imagine how tanky this character is, especially with that high of a life pool and really high overall resistances. So we're really tanky. Now let's discuss the skill points to make this build happen. And first up, we're gonna start with the combat skills. So this character is a Holy Free Zealer, so the skill options might seem a bit weird, but let me tell you, it's a really good class and really fun to play. You have this massive advantage as a Holy Free Zealer because you slow the enemies quite massively. As you can see, it says enemy slowed 56%, and that's on a quite nice radius of 21.3 yards. That's about the monitor, I'd say. So that's really nice. And now, on the combat skills tab, what we got here is maxed out Zeal. As you can see, base it says 20. It's currently at level 29. So a maxed Zeal and just put a single point into sacrifice, simply because I rely mostly on the elemental damage coming from the aura, and I only wanted to get the attack rating bonus from the Zeal skill. The other skill which is maxed out on this page is Holy Shield. That's why we got our chance to block raised up to 75% and our defense raised up to over 10k. That's thanks to the Holy Shield skill. Really good skill for the Paladin. Extremely relying on. The rest of those skills you can see are just a single point, just to be able to get down to the Holy Shield skill, and that's about it. Now let's go over the offensive auras. In here, very simple, 1 to Might, 1 to Holy Fire, and 20 to Holy Freeze. If you take a look, synergies for the Holy Freeze aura, that's resist cold, so you get 15. Oh, look at that! We got Crash. That's unfortunate. I'm so sorry about that, guys. Let's try and get back in. Hopefully. Yeah, of course. We need to be in a queue now. Whenever we try to make a video, of course, some things gonna happen and try to prevent us. But hopefully this queue isn't that long, and we'll get back on as soon as it can be. So things like that happen quite regular, I'd say. The game is definitely not stable at all. I'm running on a really nice machine, and yet again I'm having struggles playing. As you can see, the servers, I'd say, are not the best. My connection is fiber optics, so that's not on my side. I'd say that's definitely on the Blizzard side of the things. And with the restrictions they recently put on the connection and the limiting factor which you get, that's extremely annoying. So I think we'll have to bear with it for the time being. Hopefully they sort it out soon. Now we're second in queue. Come on, get back on. So that's extremely annoying, but what can we do about it? Not much. And I don't want to cut this part of the video out, so because I want you to guys see and have an actual feel what the game is in the current state. It's a bit of a disaster, to be honest, and now we're back on. Hopefully we can join our previous game. Yes, we did. So let's get back to it. As you can see, our chance to block and our defense before Holy Shield. Now let's buff up with Holy Shield, so raise that quite substantially. And we were talking about Holy Freeze aura. So yeah, the synergies for it. Resist cold, as you can see, gives 15% bonus cold damage per level. And there's also Salvation skill, giving 7% bonus cold damage per level. So, the rest of the points which I got, I've put a single point into Defiance because it's a synergy for Holy Shield and gives a really nice defense boost. And 20 to Resist Cold because that's the synergy with the most amount of bonus damage. And the rest of my points I started spending in Salvation because that's the second synergy for the Holy Freeze aura. Eventually, this is all gonna be maxed out at level 97, so we just need 10 more levels. Of course, that's not that easy. So you can probably max that out at level 97. And that's about it. I got all quests on Normal Nightmare and Hell difficulty completed, giving additional stats and skill points, so keep that in mind. And that's it pretty much. Now, I'm gonna talk a little bit over the flow for this build. That's gonna be the attack rating from now. Of course, we can fix that whenever we get access to better inventory and better charms. We can raise that up quite nicely. And also, we can get Nihila's charm at certain point. This is also gonna help out. And the last thing which I'm considering is to farm up for a Demon Limb, which is a unique club type weapon with enchant level 20 something, as far as I remember. Enchant charges, so you can pre-buff with that, and that's gonna fix the problem we got with the attack rating. So it's not that bad at the moment for single player games, I'd say, or probably up to players 4. But we're on Battle.net, of course. So now let's show you an example of a gameplay. We're gonna do a chaos run. For this one, just for you guys to get a bit of idea how powerful the character is and what the build is actually capable of. Another thing which I forgot to talk about, and I'm gonna briefly mention, that's the Mercenary Setup which I'm running. So that's Act 2, Nightmare difficulty, Offensive Mercenary for the Might Aura. He's wearing a crappy insight at the moment, pretty nice smoke, and the face of horror mask. I'm waiting for him to get 3 more levels so I can upgrade his inside weapon to Colossus Vogue. So this is gonna increase his damage dramatically.
I'll put that to good use.
His Might Aura got bugged at the moment. He's not casting it. Excuse me. Hopefully he's gonna cast it soon, but now let's progress to the chaos one. So here we got some Venom Lords, which are demons. And as you can see, we're tanking them very, very nice. We're just smashing through them, pretty much. And now let's carry on. So these enemies are immune to cold, but that's not that much of a deal either, because we got the Gore Rider's boots. So the biggest problem for this run, I'd say, is the mana burn from the right. These Stormcasters, but yet again with few potions here and there we can deal with them really nicely. So this one's immune to physical and immune to lightning, so that's a bad option to have. If it's immune to physical and immune to cold at the same time, then pretty much we're unable to kill it. Now it's a bit of a fight here. We're also cursed with amplified damage, keep that in mind. And those are minions as well, so we have to drink a potion. Excuse me. Let's kill the Oblivion Man because he's cursing us. Sometimes you can also start using Smite, depends on the situation, or maybe charge her down, also depends on the situation. So let's clear these Venom Lords. We got a nice Life Charm drop. Hopefully it's a good one. Now it's a crap. Of course it's gonna be. And let's carry on. So our damage is about 3k, and it's quite enough to deal with these monsters with ease, as you can see. So Joel this time. Hopefully it's 1540. Let's clear the rest of these monsters. So as you can see, immune to cold. We're extremely relying on the cold damage from the Holy Freeze Aura, but yet again we're killing cold immune monsters without a problem. So there we have it. Our resistance is with the Conviction Aura. So we're not exactly overstacked on resistances, put it that way. Almost just leveled up. So that's quite nice. He probably needs 2 more levels until he's able to wear his inside weapon. As you can see, quite a lot of minions and champions this run. Dealing quite well with all of them. Let's pound those seals now and kill the Stormcasters. So here is the Grand Vizier of Chaos. Killed extremely easily. So they didn't even put any threat to us, put it that way. Now let's continue. Charge up for faster movement. Some more guys here, and let's get cracking. So it can be a bit of a trouble whenever there are too many undead enemies on the screen because you can't leave lights on them. So every now and then you will eventually have to drink a potion, so that's not that bad. Our survivability is extremely good. We're really tanking and facing up the enemies without a problem at all. Here we go. So we're again cursed with amplified damage. Whenever I approach a fight, I just press R on my keyboard, so this will make your character start walking instead of running. And what this does is to maximize your defense chance and your chance to block. If you run and not walking, you lose your defense bonus and your block chance drops down to only a third of what it normally is. Now we curse with lower resist. So that's why I like to switch between walking and running. It's a helpful tip. If you do a lot of PvP, you definitely notice most of the players are doing this trick as well, just to maximize their chance of surviving. So now we're gonna spawn the next bit of harder enemies. Eventually we can kill these ones. So here we go. Those Stormcasters are extremely annoying, burning on my mana. Also quite an interesting thing for the Holy Freeze aura, that's as you can see this enemy is immune to cold, and yet again he's been freezed by the Holy Freeze aura, so that's a really nice part of the aura as well. Oh, these guys are dangerous. We've got that Fanaticism aura. So they're hitting like a truck. But our survivability is really good, and we've been able to plow through them. So here he goes down Lord Disease.
I can't carry anymore.
And let's get to the last bit of the chaos run now. Get some more life potions. Here we go. Some more Venom Lords. The crowd control coming from the Holy Freeze aura is just extremely good. You can see we're freezing the enemies so well and slowing them down so much. It really helps us survive even better. Keep in mind how tanky our character is. Just wearing this very simple Sazabi set. Of course, I'll try to level him up a bit higher, probably to 92 or 93, something like that. I'd say this will probably make me go to 2.3k HP without battle orders, and with battle orders we can get over 3k life really easy with this gear setup. That's a really nice thing to know and to have. I really need to get myself a CTA. And now we're gonna kill Diablo. We're also cursed with amplified damage, but this doesn't really make a problem. So here we go. We're only doing 3k damage and we're just smashing Diablo. As you can see, we're tanking him quite well as well. Definitely needs a bit more attack rating. And there we go. So we didn't get too much of a nice drop. Some crappy bow with piercing attack. 19 extra gold jewel. So that was about this run, guys. And I hope you got a decent idea how powerful this Holy Freeze Sazabi Zealer Paladin actually is. You can pretty much do a lot of the game content on your own. You don't really need to rely on party members. I'll try to probably get down and start collecting those keys and probably prepare this character to run for Ubers. We'll see how that works out, probably in the future. I'll first need to secure a CTA and do a little upgrades on my inventory, and later on we'll probably progress to doing Ubers with this Paladin. So I hope you like this build, guys. If you do, please drop a like, drop a comment maybe on the video, subscribe me, help the channel grow if you want to see more content from this channel. And yeah, that's about it for now. Stay tuned and see you later. Bye!